I will be discussing the case 3, which is about Monroe lock and security systems. And this business was owned by Ray Monroe, and Ray Monroe is the only child of his parents, who were both successful entrepreneurs. His parents are now deceased, and Monroe received substantial inheritance that would satisfy any of his needs for the rest of his life. Ray had been educated at a local private high school and then at a small liberal arts college in Vermont. He was not a great student but always seemed to get by. His summers were usually spent at the college taking summer courses. Upon graduation, his father had helped him get a job with a friend who owned a security and alarm manufacturing business in the western part of the state. Ray worked in various areas of the business, learning a great deal about alarms and locks. After 2 years there, Ray decided that he'd prefer to be his own boss, and using some of his inheritance, he entered a special program to learn more about the locksmith business. His intent upon completion of the program was to start his own lock and security business. He felt from his experience and education that his market offered tremendous opportunities. Increased crime and residential house sales that often required new locks and offered many opportunities to succeed in this business. Ray did not want to offer alarm installation as part of his new venture, since he felt that there were many large competitors already in the alarm market that would be able to offer products and services at much lower prices. So, a Monroe lock and security system had been established already, and commercial customers as well automobile owners in the greater Boston area. And it was established 2 years ago, and while Ray Monroe was sitting back in his chair, he was wondering why his new venture had not made him the rich man he thought he would be. And accordingly also, financial results have been relatively poor in this business, with losses of $6,500 in the first year and a profit of only about $3,500 in the second year. And currently, AML's target market is 3 local communities in the Boston area with similar demographics. So on his business, Ray offered about every locksmith service. His company van was used to store these products and any necessary tools for servicing his clients. This company van was 10 years old with a few minor dents, but it ran quite well. Ray had a beeper system and a cellular phone in order to respond to customer requests. After 5 p.m., however, Ray turned off the system and refused to take calls. During his operating hours, he was able to respond to all requests fairly quickly, even if he was not in the office. Primarily because of the beeper and cellular phone. He had tried using an answering machine, but it did not allow him to respond to a customer fast enough, especially if he was at a job that kept him out of the office for a number of hours. He also knew that many job requests were emergencies and required a quick response. During the past year, Ray had decided to advertise in the Yellow Pages. He felt that with all the locksmith Yellow Pages he needed to be at the top of the list. So he decided to use his middle name initial for Arthur to form A. A1 Systems. The Yellow Pages ads seemed to help business and contributed to the $4,000 profit. Ray spent a lot of his time in the office thinking of ways to increase his business, yet to this point nothing had been very successful. His understanding was that many of his competitors had found that the yellow pages were the most likely place for customers to find a locksmith. His ad identified the three communities, the services he offered, and a telephone number. In addition, he included that he was bonded and insured and a member of the Massachusetts Locksmith Association. Competitors typically stress products and services, 24-hour emergency service, follow-up guarantee service, being bonded and insured, and membership in the Locksmith Association. Time was running out for Ray, and he was trying to think of other businesses that he could start up, Smith business, but then he would quickly decide that since he didn't really need the money, it wasn't a big deal. However, at some point, he felt he should try to establish himself so he could settle down to a more routine life. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Philjun. So, this is my question. Ray is wondering why his new venture had not made him rich. What do you think is wrong with his business?
So, I think that Ray Monroe is lacking of being competitive. He doesn't have that competitive ability like the other businessmen around him. And according to Gibbs and Dingler in the year 2011, the number one factor that influences each business in a society, it pushes businessmen to do more or create a new strategy that will attract even tremendous number of customers or clients. That's how important being competitive in a business field. And additionally, he seemed like he did not evaluate the place or the market where he is planning to conduct the business. Like he did not consider things in that area. And adapting in the area itself has been a part of those business ability, which enables them to do well in the competitive world. And moreover, Ray Monroe, as you have noticed, that he doesn't have an employee, and we all know that one of the needs of a business is an employee, and that's another thing that, and accordingly also to Pisano in the year 2015, throughout the time, the owner will be able to identify and be aware of what they should improve and change so that their business could keep on rising. And he is not able to do that because he doesn't have an employee which he needed the most. And that employee also could also be his right hand for his business. Whenever he needed to do something important out of his business, then he could instruct or give a task to his employee. And the presence of a right hand plays a significant role in a setting of the business, and that is according to Sutherland in the year 2016. And that's all.